What made you want to know that? Why do you ask? That's interesting. What's your read on it? Someone in your life right now is reading you. Not your words. Not what you say out loud. They are reading your micro-expressions, your reaction speed, how you move when you are uncomfortable, what you do with your eyes when someone challenges you, how long it takes you to respond when something catches you off guard. They are building a map of you, and they are using that map every single time they interact with you, to predict you, to influence you, and to stay one step ahead of you. Most people have no idea this is happening. They think the conversation is about words. It is never about words. It is about the data leaking from every part of you that you are not controlling. This video gives you 7 dark psychology techniques to shut that data leak down completely. These are not confidence tips. These are not communication hacks. These are psychological techniques used by the most unreadable, most powerful, and most dangerous people in any room to make themselves completely impossible to map. After this video, they will not be able to read you anymore. And that changes everything. Trick 1. The emotional lag. The first thing that makes you readable is your reaction speed. When something surprises you, embarrasses you, or threatens you, your face reacts in under 200 milliseconds. That involuntary micro-expression is a direct window into your internal state. Anyone watching you closely, and the people who want to control you always watch closely, can read that flash of emotion before you even know you expressed it. The technique is called the emotional lag. You deliberately introduce a half-second delay between receiving information and allowing your face to respond to it. This is not about becoming expressionless. Expressionless people look strange and create suspicion. It is about inserting a tiny gap, half a second, between stimulus and response. In that gap, you choose what to show. Dr. Paul Ekman's decades of research on microexpressions shows that the involuntary emotional response cannot be fully suppressed, but it can be delayed. And a delayed response that you choose is completely different from an immediate reaction you did not choose. One gives information. The other gives nothing. Practice this in low-stakes conversations first. Someone tells you something surprising. You receive it, you pause half a second, then you respond with exactly what you decide to show. Not what you feel. What you decide. Trick 2. The asymmetric gaze. Eye contact is the most powerful data channel in human communication. Most people either hold too much eye contact, which signals anxiety and the need to prove something, or break it too quickly, which signals discomfort and submission. Both of these are readable. Both give information. The asymmetric gaze is different. You maintain eye contact slightly longer than feels comfortable, not staring, just longer than normal, and then you break it slowly, deliberately, downward and to the side. Not up, which signals thinking and uncertainty. Not away quickly, which signals discomfort. Down and to the side, slowly, which signals that you have seen everything you needed to see and you are now processing it at your own pace. This one technique changes how every person in the room perceives your confidence level without a single word being spoken. Trick 3. The information asymmetry. Every piece of personal information you volunteer is a lever someone can use against you later. Your fears, your plans, your relationships, your insecurities, your desires. Every unprompted detail you share builds a profile. And a complete profile is a complete map. And a complete map means you are completely predictable. The technique is simple. You answer what is asked. You volunteer nothing beyond the answer. When people ask how you are, you say good. When people ask what you think, you give the minimum that answers the question. When people ask about your plans, you give the outline, never the details. This is not coldness. You remain warm, engaged, and present. You simply stop filling silence with unnecessary data about yourself. Ibn Qayyim wrote, "The wise person guards their internal world the way a general guards their battle plans." Not out of paranoia. Out of the understanding that information is power and unnecessary sharing is unnecessary surrender. Trick 4. The still body. Your body is talking constantly, and most of what it is saying is giving you away. Fidgeting signals anxiety. Crossed arms signal defensiveness. Leaning forward signals desperation or eagerness. Touching your face signals deception or discomfort. Every unconscious movement, is a broadcast. The technique is deliberate stillness. When you are in any situation where something is at stake, you slow your movements down to half their natural speed. Not frozen, not rigid, just slower, more deliberate, every movement chosen. Marcus Aurelius practiced this as a daily discipline. He described it as the art of moving through chaos as if the chaos does not belong to you. The body that moves slowly in a fast, reactive environment belongs to someone operating on a completely different level. Trick 5. The controlled smile. The smile is the most misused tool in social dynamics. Ian never smiles because something is funny or because someone made him comfortable. When he smiles, it is because something confirmed what he already knew. That distinction is everything. A smile that says I needed your approval is weakness. A smile that says I just confirmed my read of you is power. Use your smile as a statement, not a reflex. Let it arrive slowly. Let it mean something. And never let it arrive because you needed someone to feel good about you. Trick 6. The question redirect. When someone asks you a direct question about your internal state, what you think, what you feel, what you want, the average person answers immediately and completely. That immediate complete answer is a full data transfer. You just handed them your internal state on request. The question redirect does something different. You receive the question, you pause, and then instead of answering directly, you ask a question back, one that makes them reveal their reason for asking before you decide what to give them. This technique does 3 things. It buys you time to decide what to reveal. It shifts the information flow back toward them. And it signals that you do not answer on demand, which is one of the most powerful signals of psychological authority that exists. Nietzsche wrote, "The secret for harvesting from existence the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment is to live dangerously." What he meant in the context of power is that the person who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. Unpredictability is not chaos. It is strategic. It is chosen. And it is one of the most powerful protective forces you can build around yourself. The weapon. How to apply all 7. Do not try to apply all 7 at once. That is how you become robotic and obvious. Here is the order. Week 1. The emotional lag and the still body. These 2 together change how you are perceived more than anything else. Practice them in every conversation this week. Week 2. Add the information asymmetry and the question redirect. Start answering less. Start redirecting more. Notice how much more powerful your silence becomes when combined with the still body from week 1. Week 3. Add the asymmetric gaze and the controlled smile. Now your face, your eyes, and your body are all sending the same signal. I am completely in control of what I give you. Week 4. Add the variance break. By now, people around you have already started recalibrating their model of you. The variance break makes that recalibration permanent. Nobody gets a stable map again. For weeks, 1 layer at a time. By week 4, you are a completely different person in every room you walk into. Homework. 1 practice. Starting today. Pick 1 conversation today, just 1, and apply only the emotional lag. Every time something is said to you, you insert a half-second pause before your face responds. That is all. Just that 1 thing. Tonight, write 1 sentence. What happened when you delayed your reaction? Did anyone notice? Did anything feel different? Dr. Andrew Huberman's research on deliberate behavioral practice shows that a single conscious repetition of a new behavioral pattern begins the neural pathway formation that makes it automatic over time. You do not need to practice all 7 today. You need to practice 1, consciously, deliberately, once, and your brain begins building the architecture for the rest. 1 conversation, 1 pause, 1 sentence tonight. That is the practice. You have been readable your entire life. Not because you are weak, because nobody taught you that every micro-expression, every volunteered detail, every reflexive smile was building a map that other people were using to stay ahead of you. Now you have the 7 techniques. The emotional lag, the asymmetric gaze, the information asymmetry, the still body, the controlled smile, the question redirect, the variance break. For weeks, 1 layer at a time. The next person who tries to read you will find nothing they can use, and they will not even know why. subscribe, because next